Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to my hungry athletes worldwide. This is your coach Chaz coming to you live. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit subscribe button. Go ahead and like if you're on the YouTube page. And if you're watching this or listening to this on Apple Podcasts, just leave a review, leave a comment. Just let me know that you're enjoying this material, that you see this, and that you want to have more. This is so that more people just like you can find the podcast. I've been holding off on this podcast in particular because I knew I had it written out. I knew I had just the steps I knew I had to do, and I still knew that I was not being responsible. And you might see from the title of this podcast, 5 lessons I can learn from being irresponsible, or 5 habits that I've learned, or just things that I've learned, things that I've picked up from my own irresponsible habits. And I want to get that to you guys. And a big reason I was holding off on the podcast is because, sometimes it is hard to be honest. Sometimes it's hard to let go of what you are holding inside of you. And so this is just a form of me letting out what's inside of me, sharing a little bit about my life, sharing a little bit about just the Hungry Athlete podcast in general. And let's get into it. Yeah. So number 1, you must know what you are responsible for. So in your responsibility or in your life, you have certain things that you're responsible for. When you're in elementary school, you're responsible for just going to school, just go to school and just leave a good impression for your teachers. Just make sure you're a good student. Basically be a good student when you're elementary school. When you go to middle school, picks up a little more. You want to start figuring out after school programs. You want to figure out like different hobbies, just different things that can help propel you in the next stage of your life, which is going to be high school. And in high school, you start getting a little bit more responsibilities. You might have to bring your own self to work or to school. You might have to, not even have to, but you might pick up a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and that will add on to your responsibilities. And as you get older, your responsibilities just build and just keep on going. But what I want you to know is that you have to know at what station in your life you're at. First, understand the station that you're in your life. And so if you're acting like you have middle school responsibilities and you're in college, you're going to have middle school experience. You're going to have a level of experience where, not a lot of people are going to trust you with projects, or not a lot of people are going to trust you with adult responsibilities. Why? Because you've been acting, or you've been treating your responsibilities like you're a middle schooler, or like you're elementary schooler, or maybe even you're taking up a lot of responsibility, but you're not handling it the proper way. And so that's why, number 1, you got to understand what your responsibilities are, if they have a time limit, who they're given to you by. And when I mean that, so say you were given responsibilities by your coworker or somebody that just doesn't have reverence over you. You don't necessarily have to feel like you have to do everything that everybody asks you to do. You don't need to be a people pleaser. When you do stuff like that, when you spread yourself thin, you end up just sacrificing your own self, sacrificing your own well-being, when you could have been like, hey, I know that you want me to do this. I know that you have a certain agenda for me today, but I have an agenda for myself, and I need to complete this. I need to get this done. And I learned this a lot, especially in my early work life, where, I was working really hard in my aspects, or in my companies that I would work at. I would be working super, super hard. And, I would still be getting the same paycheck. And that's a real thing. Sometimes your life will require hard work, but not all of it. Not all of it. If you're working for somebody else, get that task done. Definitely do the task to the best of your abilities, but you should not be spreading yourself thin over stuff that doesn't matter in the long term, or doesn't matter to your own agenda or to your own motivation. So, complete tasks, get these tasks done, But don't spend so much time, so much mental energy on these things where you're forgetting your actual responsibilities in your life. You're forgetting to actually take care of your health. You're forgetting to actually take care of your laundry or your clothes or, well, the same thing, or your food. Just take care of these basic habits, your health, your security, the people around you. Take care of those things first, and then focus on adding some more responsibilities to your life. And so in that, you have to make a timeline for your responsibilities. Make a timeline for your responsibilities. A lot of things that I do, I write on a sticky note first. And so if I know I want to do it, I'm going to put a sticky note down, or I'm going to write it down in my journal so that I go get it from my head into the physical world. So you need to bring your responsibilities from your head into your physical world. Can you write down your goals? Can you put a time date on what you have to do? Can you work with yourself in order to understand that, hey, nobody's going to get your work done for you but you. I'm going to say it again. Nobody's going to get your work done for you but you. You got to understand that. You gotta really fully understand that. Even that the dreams, the goals, the places that you want to be, nobody's going to really put you in that place. Nobody's going to put you into that station but you. So if you can just remember that, put a time goal, because if you don't put a time goal, you're just going to be chasing these things for years upon years, or you're going to be trying to complete a goal that could have been completed in a couple of days. You're going to be taking weeks or months on that. So know your responsibilities. One, put a timestamp on your put a timestamp on your put a timestamp on your responsibilities, and then go ahead, keep moving, go forward. Here's another aspect. Here's another thing that I want to get to you guys. So in my responsibility, or in my irresponsibility, I've learned, or I've lost a lot of things. I've lost some good jewelry. I've lost some good people. I've lost food, lost clothes, lost phones. I've lost almost anything that you can carry on your person. And so, number 3, wherever you are, if you're going to change settings, make sure that you have everything that you need. So if you just need to have your phone, wallet, and keys, that's it. Just make sure that when you change locations, when you move around, when you do these different things that are in your life, you make sure you have everything on you. I'll never forget, I was on my way back home from the airport. My boy picks me up. He FaceTimes me. He's like, yo, Chaz, I'm here. I'm like, all right, bet, got you. Walk to his car, and we're talking for a while, and after 25, 30 minutes, I get to my house. I pat myself down, and next thing I know, I don't have my phone. I was so confused. I was like, yo, I was just talking to you on the phone, bro. And he's like, yeah. But mind you, I was being irresponsible. I didn't check my pockets. I didn't make sure that I had everything on me. And so my phone was an hour north from where I was. Somebody had picked up my phone. Somebody had just gone away with my phone, and it was only my fault. And so luckily I was able to get my phone the next day, but because of just my own irresponsibility, it made my day a little bit harder. It made my next day way harder than it had to be. So whenever you are at a setting, whenever you're at a place, just make sure that you have everything. Make sure that you have all your belongings and that you just take what you need. And so I want you to go into, I'm going into number 4. And this is big with me because I love the term extreme ownership. Just take the blame. Whatever it is, just take the blame. And if you know you were responsible for something, or you know you could have took more responsibility for something, or say you could have just stepped up to the plate. You should have been the one to step up to the plate, and you didn't. And because of that, a certain goal didn't get finished. a certain deadline didn't get made, or you just didn't pass, or you didn't pass with flying colors like you expected. Just take the blame. Take the blame and try to understand and formulate, hey, how could I have done better? How could I have put myself in a better situation so that these different things that are going on in my life, I'm succeeding? So that these different things that I choose to do, that they're on my own accord and that I can do them in a timely manner so that I'm not stressing myself out, so that I'm not doing more than my plate can hold. There's a lot of different things that just, if we just took the blame, if we stopped pointing fingers, we would go so much further. So if you are hearing this, if you're listening to this, just take the blame. Stop pointing fingers. Don't be so quick to point the finger at somebody else when something goes wrong in your life. Take that responsibility and do what you need to do to put yourself in a better situation. And so, number 5, I want you to understand this and get this down, that you only prove you're responsible by taking care of your responsibilities. And so if you want to get some responsibilities if you want to be more responsible, or you want to take on a leadership role, or you want to do something more for yourself, for your company, for your family, the only way to prove that you're responsible is by taking care of your actual responsibilities. Funny how that works, right? Funny how that works. So take care of the small things first. Take care of the little health things. Take care of the cleanliness. Take care of just your own well-being. Take care of the small things in your atmosphere, the things that you can't control, such as your habits when you wake up, what you eat, these different things. Focus on controlling what you can control. Be responsible with the responsibilities you already have right now. So if you feel like you have a lot of responsibility and you're not getting it done the right way, maybe you're not responsible. Maybe you need to take some stuff off your plate. Or if you feel like you're spending a lot of time bored in your day, you're spending a lot of time bored just at work or in your life, maybe you need to put some more responsibilities on your plate. Maybe it's time for you to bring your plate, bring it to the next step. Go to the next step. It's okay. Sometimes you might fall. Sometimes you might drop everything on your plate. And sometimes you might forget that you had some good steak sauce on the side, But in your life, you can only prove that you're responsible by taking care of your responsibilities. So, number 1, I want you to know what you're responsible for. Number 2, make a timeline for those responsibilities. Number 3, wherever you are, make sure you got all your belongings. Number 4, just take the blame, take extreme ownership of your life if something does happen. And number 5, the only way that you get to the next step of responsibility, the only way that you become more responsible is by taking care of your responsibilities at that moment. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all took some value from this message. If you're not already subscribe. Leave a like on the video if you're on the YouTube. If you're on Apple Podcasts, leave a review. But I appreciate y'all. Stay positive. Stay blessed. Peace.